Hello and welcome to WooCommerce One-on-One here on WordPress.com. My name is Dustin Hartzler and I'm coming to you from Dayton, Ohio. I'm excited to be here today and we're going to share some information about how to get set up and going with WooCommerce. Just a few notes before we get started here. We are recording today's webinar, and so you'll get a link to this later, and there'll be a place where we'll share where you can find the recording. And we're also using the question and answer feature. So there's a Q&A button inside of Zoom, and if you click on there, you can send a question to us. We'll be answering some of those questions here live with the presenter, but we won't do them all. And so we'll kind of go through there. I'll moderate them and make sure that we are answering the kind of the most questions that people have, or the ones that are kind of coming up in groups and whatnot. And then lastly, you'll receive an email after this that includes today's video, a survey, and your discount code for joining us today. And so with that, those kind of housekeeping things out of the way, I'm proud to introduce my colleague, Fernando. He is going to take us through WordPress or WooCommerce on WordPress.com. Fernando, take it away.
Thank you, Dustin. Hi, everyone. I'm Fernando, coming to you from Mexico. I'm a happiness engineer. I'm a WooCommerce happiness engineer. So on a day-to-day basis, I get to help people with questions they have about their stores. So I'm happy to show you around the setup of a WooCommerce store today. So we're going to be looking at this from the point of view of a WordPress.com user who already has a business site built, but they want to add an online store to their site. So this is the process that we're going to be following. So we have already a site set up on WordPress.com, and the first step is going to be to install the WooCommerce plugin. So we go to Tools, we click on Plugins, and we're taken to this page where we look for WooCommerce, and then we install the plugin. That's going to take a few seconds there. And then we activate the plugin, and that should take us right into the onboarding process for the WooCommerce plugin. And what I'm going to show you around today is the overall onboarding process. So it's going to ask us for like an address and some general information about the store that we're going to be building. And then we are going to review how to set up a couple of products. So a couple of different product types, including a downloadable product and a variable product. So let's get started with that. Let's click on Yes, please. Take us to the onboarding process. There are a few things that the WooCommerce services plugin can take care of for us, including like tax configuration and printing labels. So we're gonna skip that, but just know that that's an option in case you want to automate that part of the process. So we are just going to fill out the information here. This is going to be a store based in California. So we're asked to enter an address. It doesn't have to be your home address. It can be your business address or whatever address you have at hand. This is what the store uses to calculate some stuff like taxes and shipping origin. Then it asks us here to select information about our business. So like what kind of products we're going to be selling. So in this case, it's going to be both physical products and virtual downloadable products. You have the option to select a few other product types that you can add with extra extensions, but for now, we're just going to keep it to the basics. So we're going to select that this store is going to sell between 11 and 100 products, and this is our only selling location. We get a few other options here that we can install, so like integrations with Facebook or MailChimp or other services. For now, we're going to skip that. And here we can select the theme, and the flagship WooCommerce theme that is built by the same team that built WooCommerce is Storefront. So that's what I'm going to be using today. And after enabling that theme, we're taken right to this page. We will get like a task list of things that we can do to get started with Woo. So the first item on our task list is to create our first product. So we're going to do that. We get a few options. We can add the product manually. We can import a file with a bunch of products in bulk, or we can migrate them from another site. So for now, we're just going to do it manually, so you are familiar with the full process. This is helpful. It gives us like some little prompts that we can fill out. So I'm going to dismiss that, but I'm going to walk you through that. So for our first product, we're going to start with a simple virtual product, which is going to be a music album. We can enter here a description of the product, and then I'm going to copy this. It's going to be my short description, which is what's going to show up in the product page. Here it is, we can select the product type. So it's going to be a simple product. It's going to be virtual and downloadable, which means that after people buy it, they will have access to a file that they can download to their computer or their device. So the price of this album is going to be $14.99, and we can set up a sale price here with a schedule for when that sale is going to start and begin. So it started yesterday, and it's going to finish on May 10th. And here's where we add the file. So this is the music files. And here you can set the file to any file that you can upload to your WordPress media libraries. So that's like any images or PDFs or MP3s, any file that you can add to the media library, you're going to be able to select it there. So for now, we're just going to do an image. The idea is that you can set here whatever files you want customers to download. We get a few options, but in this case, since it's not a physical product, I'm not even going to set up an inventory. So I'm just going to make sure to add a product image, which is what customers are going to see on the front end of the site. Then I'm going to add a category here, which is going to be music. And then we're ready to go. So we're going to publish that. And we can go back to continue with the task list now that we have added the first product, but I want to show you how to add a second product. So a lot of times people ask us, like, can I have a product that has like different versions? So like, let's say that I want to sell a t-shirt and it comes in different colors. So rather than creating a product for each single color, I can create a single product that gives customers options that they can select. So that's what we have variable products for. And we're gonna set up now one of those. So we select here variable products. And then we go, the most important part here is to add our attributes. So this is the options, these are the options that people are gonna see. So this is gonna be color, and then we're gonna add like a red option, a green one, and a blue one. And it's important to select here that these attributes are gonna be used to create variations. So I save the attributes here. And then from the variations tab, I need to create a variation for each option that I want customers to have at the time they're checking out. So I will select to create variations from all the attributes that I just created, and that's gonna create 3 variations. So each variation is important to have a price. If a variation doesn't have a price, it's not gonna appear on the front end of the site. So in this case, we're gonna give the same price to all 3 of them. So that's $19.99, and then we can add a product image for each one of them so that when people click on that variation, they can see how that particular variation looks like. And then we can also set like the main product image, which is what's going to appear on the shop page and on other catalog pages. And then we're going to add our category for clothing. And we're ready to publish our second product. I'm going to show you at the end of this how this looks like for customers on the front end. But for now, we go back to WooCommerce to show us the other tasks that we can complete. So we are going to personalize the store. We create a home page, and then it's going to give us the option to upload a logo. I'm going to use just the WooCommerce logo here, but you can also add any image as your site's logo. So you're likely going to want to use your business logo there. And we proceed, and we can add a store notice that's going to appear across the site. So we can say free shipping on all USA orders. Offer expires soon, May 10th. And we can complete that task. Then we are going to set up shipping. So it gives us an option to add shipping for the US, since we have the offer that free shipping for all US orders. So we're just going to leave that at 0. And then for the rest of the world, we're just going to set up a price of $15. We proceed. It gives us the option to enable WooCommerce services to print shipping labels, but for now we're going to skip that. And I'm going to skip the tax setup because that's like very specific to each store. So we're going to proceed with payments. We have the option to install Stripe or PayPal checkout. So we're going to install Stripe for now. It installs that plugin for us. If you already have your credentials, here is where you enter your credentials for your Stripe account so that you can start taking payments. I'm going to skip that for now, but it's already installed. So you can review other settings, WooCommerce settings. If you go here to WooCommerce settings, and then you have like the different configurations that you can work on. So for payments, as you can see, it installs Stripe and the different methods that come with the Stripe plugin. For now, I'm just going to enable cash on delivery, which is an offline payment method that doesn't require people to enter credit card credentials to place an order. And that's just going to make it easier for our tests right now. So if we go to our website, we can see that we already have a shop page that will display the 2 products that we created. So let's start with the digital one. That's going to be the music album. It shows like our short description. There's more information down below, and then you can add that to your cart. You go to your cart, you can proceed to checkout, and then just fill out the information here to proceed. And that's going to be. There you go, and then we can place the order. And then we see the order details here, and the customer will get an email with their order details, confirm that we received that order, and the admin will also get an email notifying them that they have a new order. For the, let's go back to the shop page so that you, oh, sorry. See the t-shirt product. So this is a variable one. So here customers can select a color. Depending on the color that they select is the image that they will see here, and then they can add that to cart, and they can also proceed an order. So since this is a physical product, something that has to be shipped, the customer again needs to enter a shipping address, so they can select to add the billing address as a shipping address, or if they click on here, they can add a different one for that. And whatever shipping options you have is what they're going to see here. So they can also place an order for that. So just so you get an idea of what like a full-fledged store looks like, we have only added 2 products here, but I have a site here that has around 20 products. So if you continue to add products and you have other options to how to display them, your homepage or on your shop page, you can see like a full catalog of different products with different options that you can have. Editing your homepage, let me just show you that quickly. So for the site that we're building here, if we go to site pages, here's where you're going to see a page that is defined as your homepage. So here is where we can edit what kind of products or what kind of items we want customers to see when they just land into our site. Oh, here we go. So this one here. Here we go. As you can see, you have different options to add here. You can add like new blocks, for example, if you want to feature a special product, you select this one here, and then that's going to show up for customers. So we don't need these blocks now, so we can just remove them. We can make sure that this looks great. Convert. We can adjust the size of this, for example, so this can be turned into a heading. We can customize the way, the color of that. That's centered. And for buttons, we can always change the colors that we are using. So if we update that, we go back to your homepage, and you're going to see like the different changes that we did. The 2 products are displayed here. There's like a feature product that to draw more attention to a particular variation of the ones we created. So that's those are the basics of creating a store. So you can create products that are both physical or virtual, products that are simple or that have different variations for people to choose from. And you've seen how to set up shipping costs and what the overall checkout process will look like. So I see that we've been receiving some questions, so I'm happy to go over some of those.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Fernando. The first one is it possible to allow customers to enter text into their order? For example, to enter text that they want to appear printed on a t-shirt?
Yes, that's possible. So there are a few ways you can do that out of the box without like adding any extra extensions. And that's an important clarification. So when you install WooCommerce, there's a set of different features that come with Woo out of the box. So everything that I show you is included in the free core WooCommerce plugin. And then depending on the needs of your store, you can also choose to add different plugins or extensions that add different functionality to your store. So for this particular one, so if you want to allow customers to enter special text that it's gonna like influence the outcome or like the final product that they get, there's a couple of ways you can do that. Out of the box, you can have them add that product to your store, to their cart, and then during the checkout process, when they're at checkout, they will have like this field here that says order notes. So they can use these to communicate with you any information that they want regarding their order. If you want it to be like more specific to the product, you will need an extra extension for that. So there's an extension that's called WooCommerce Product Add-ons, and you can find it at woocommerce.com. And that's an extension that's going to allow you to add different fields to your product page so that you can add a different field here that says text, and then customers can enter a text right from the product page. So there's an extension that can do that.
Awesome, perfect. There's another couple questions that came in about the step process of when you installing WooCommerce. It asked about a theme, and we're wondering if you choose a theme, is it just for your WooCommerce store, or is that going to affect your entire site? Should you just choose the same theme that you've already selected? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Right. Yeah, that's a great question. So WooCommerce is a plugin that's built to integrate with your WordPress site, so your existing WordPress site or a new one you're creating. So all of the WooCommerce functionality and all of the WooCommerce pages will be part of your WordPress site. So as a WordPress site, you can only have a single theme attached to it. So like if you select a theme for your WooCommerce store, that's going to be the theme that's displayed for your entire website, your entire WordPress site. So the theme that you select for your WordPress site, it's also going to affect like all pages on the WooCommerce store, and all the product pages, the checkout, and all pages on the site will be influenced by that theme that you select.
Yeah, awesome. Is there a free version of WooCommerce? And to accept credit cards, is there anything that we have to do to accept credit cards? Kind of bundle those two questions together.
Yeah, so I touched on this a little bit earlier, but WooCommerce as a plugin is completely free. So you can take the WooCommerce plugin, install it, configure it, and use it on your site without paying a single dime to the WooCommerce team, because it's a free open source plugin. So that's the free version, and it comes with a bunch of features out of the box, like everything that I show you right now. So you don't have to pay anything to use the core WooCommerce plugin on itself. There are other costs associated with it. So the plugin has to be added into a WordPress site that you create either on WordPress.com. So if you want to create your site on WordPress.com, that you're going to have have a business plan in order for you to build a website where you can install plugins. If you're not building your site on WordPress.com, there are other costs associated with it. So like the cost of your hosting or your domain, but the WooCommerce plugin itself is a free plugin that you can use. Other extensions and other features that you need to add may be paid. So we have a catalog of over 400 extensions on WooCommerce.com that add different functionality to your store. And some of those are paid, some are free, but again, the main WooCommerce plugin is free.
Yeah. And does WooCommerce work with Elementor or other page builders?
It does. So we've done specifically tests for compatibility with other themes or other third-party plugins, but all of like most well-coded themes or plugins or site builders like Elementor will work with Woo. So you can definitely use them together to build the store that you have in mind. And you can also use the block editor in WordPress. So like a lot of elements can be created with the block editor without a need for a site builder. So that's also good that there's a set of blocks that's specific to WooCommerce that you can use when you are editing a page or editing one of your products. So like I was showing you here, so you can add different blocks that are specific to Woo. So if you want to insert products by category or like handpicked products, you can create a section that lists your best selling products. So it will automatically take like the products that have more sales or that have been more requested by customers and display them on any page that you want.
Awesome. Perfect. If I already have a website built, can I add a store and then just how do I add a link to my menu or to navigate to the store part of my site?
Great. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. So yes, if you have already built your website on WordPress.com, so you have your main page, you have information about your business, maybe you have a blog. As long as it's a WordPress site, you can install the WooCommerce plugin on that site and then start building your online store on that site. So when you first install the plugin and you go through the onboarding process, like we just did when we enter like our information, like the address of our store, and we enter information about what we're selling, during that process, in the background, WooCommerce creates a few pages. So if you now go to here and then you go to pages, you'll see that there have been some pages created automatically for us, which are the pages that WooCommerce needs in order for the plugin and the store to work. So it creates a shop page, a cart, checkout, my account. Those are the 4 pages that WooCommerce needs in order to work and or the processes to work correctly. So those are created automatically for us. Once that you have installed the plugin, you are creating your products and you just want to add a link to your existing website so our customers actually find your shop page. You can do that through editing your menu. So if you go to the customizer here and design, customize, you'll see your site here, and there are items that you can edit here. So if you go to menus, to your primary menu, and then you can add here a page, you will see here the different pages that you have created. So you can add a link there to your shop page, which is gonna appear right here. So just like you will edit the menu for your main WordPress site, you can do that and add links to specific pages or specific products, editing it through the customizer here. So if we go back to our site, to the front of the site, and we just refresh, then you'll see that there's going to be a link there to go to the shop page.
All right, so looking at that shop page and that V-neck t-shirt, awesome V-neck t-shirt that you got there. Is there a way to add a drop down for t-shirt size? How does that work if you want to have people select size and color?
Yeah, that's also possible. So when you are creating a product, if it's a variable product, you can add as many different attributes as you want customers to have access to. So the only key thing to remember is that you need to create a variation for each possible combination of attributes that you want customers to be able to select. So let's do that. Let's edit this product to add different sizes. So we will need to go to your attributes. We already have an attribute for color. So let's add one for sizes. So we'll add a different attributes. That's going to be called size. Here we do small, medium, and large. We're just going to keep it simple. Then we select to use this for variations and we save the attributes. So in this case, we go to variations, and I'm just going to remove the ones that I had already created to make it easier. We'll do it from scratch. So we'll have attributes for color and for size, and we want customers to be able to select any kind of combination that they want. So we're going to create variations from all of our attributes, and that's going to create 9 different variations for us. So like one for each color and each size. So you'll see here that you have a variation for red and small, red and medium, red and large. And the same goes for all the other different products. So the key thing to remember here is that you do need to add a price to each single variation. Otherwise, it's not gonna show up on the front end of your website. And again, like I said, like you need to remember that you need to keep you need to create a variation for each different combination of attributes that you want customers to be able to select. So for example, if you were only wanting to give customers an option of blue, small and large, because maybe you don't have t-shirts that are both blue and medium. So you just remove this variation from here, and that's gonna make it so that customers cannot select that on the front end of the website. So we go back to editing our prices. And I think that should be the last one. So we save our changes. I'm just gonna add the images really quickly so that we can see that when we are selecting the variations. So that's red and small. Maybe I'm gonna select a green and medium as well. And a blue and large. And then we update our products. So now when we go to see the product on the front end, you'll see that there is a new drop-down menu. Hey, so we have the color one, which we had before, but now we have also an option to select size. So when we go to red, then this is going to be updated automatically to show the options that people have when they want a t-shirt in red. So if you remember, we only did blue in small and large, so there shouldn't be a medium here. And so when you select blue and then you select the size, they only have small and large options. And once they select the size that they want, they will see that product displayed here. So if they go here green, they will have 3 different options, and it works the same way. Like if you select medium, it's only going to show you the colors that have a medium size. So that's what you will do if you want to offer like more than one attribute in a single product.
Perfect. And going right along with that question, will the variations self-populate all the other information, like the dimensions, the weight, or do you have to do it all manually?
No, you do have to add that information for each different variation. So if you go to the variations tab here, I've been just filling in the price and the image just to go through this quickly. But you will want to display information on all of them here. If you have different values for this on each variation, you can fill them per variation. Or if you go to the shipping tab, and if all of your t-shirts have the same dimensions or the same weight, you can do it at the product level. So whatever you enter here, it's going to populate for all different variations. So this is if you want those values to be the same across all different variations. And if you want that to change depending on the option that customers select, you can do it per variation.
Perfect. And Fernando, can you scroll up just a little bit on that page? If you see right above where you have red and small, there's the add variations. If you do that drop down there, that will actually allow you to set your regular price, and that will set it for all variations. So I think in there you can do length and width there, and then you have to hit the go button after you do the regular price and hit go, and then you would say, there's your price. I think that's pulling up a window that we can't see right now, but that way you can set the same thing for lots of variations all at one time.
So you have different options here to edit variations in bulk. So that's assuming that you want like all your variations to have the same price, and you set regular prices, you press go, and you'll see a dialog window. Maybe you don't see that in the screen share, but you can enter the value, and that's going to update the price for all of your variations if you want them to have the same price. Otherwise, you can edit them individually.
Exactly. And then a simple question here, but when I activate WooCommerce, it adds the extra pages, the checkout pages, the cart pages to the main blog page, but to the blog menu. Can you show how you would make a drop down in a menu real quick? It's not WooCommerce specific, but if you wanted to have like checkout and cart underneath the shop page.
Definitely. So here we will select to add items. And then we can select whatever page we want to add. So let's say we want to add the car page and the checkout page, and maybe even like in my account, so that we can condense all of our different WooCommerce pages under the same menu item. So we can just drag this and put it like right behind shop, and you can see that there's a space here, and that's to indicate that this is like a sub menu item or like a child item of the above. So we just drag everything here, and you'll see that this is updating here, and you have an arrow. So we close this, click and save changes, and now when we hover over the shop item, then we're gonna have like our options here. If we refresh here, this page, and you go to my account, and then you're gonna go to, you can go to the different pages from there.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for this quick rundown and answering these questions, Fernando. I know that we didn't have a chance to get to all of them, but you're more than welcome to contact support. That's a great way to get a hold of us at wordpress.com/support, and make sure that you take the survey to get your discount, the discount code, and sign up for more. And if you want, we are always doing these at the same time on Thursdays. And so if you want to come back next week, I'll be leading the conversation, and then maybe we can address a few more of these questions. But until then, thanks for joining us and enjoying learning a little bit about how to set up your site using WooCommerce. And have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.